Oh boy. I don't know what happened to the Olympics, but I think somebody needs to check the Team USA group chat. Hey everybody, Sean here from the Pester Line. This is Sam. He's back again. Let's start with the one everybody has talked about. Brady Tkachuk to Florida to play with his brother. There was a lot of talk from Brady early on that he wanted to be in Ottawa. He was there for the long haul. He loved it. He was there for the fans, for the team, wanted to build his own team. And here we are. He traded to Florida to play with his brother on his brother's team, leaving behind the thought that he wants the team to be his team. It's not going to be that in Florida, not with his brother there. He once again is the other Tkachuk. You've got Matthew Tkachuk, Stanley Cup champion, Keith Tkachuk, and Matthew's brother. I like what Ottawa did here. You have a guy who says he doesn't want out, but maybe is acting like he does in the room. Maybe he's acting like that around the team. Who knows exactly? But saying he doesn't want to leave, and then from the Olympics on, here we are. He got traded. He's playing with his brother again, and Ottawa got a haul for him. 2 first-rounders this year, one of which they traded for William Eklund, which I think was a great move for them. They still have another first-round pick that they got from Florida, so they're sitting pretty going into the draft. And then you have Dylan Larkin, which, if you didn't think the Yzer plan was failing already, this should be your sign that it is. You've got a homegrown Detroit kid, grew up watching the Red Wings, gets drafted by his hometown team, captain of his hometown team. And now, after years of constant retooling and not being good enough, the hometown kid wants out. Where does he end up? Who knows? Probably I could see him going to go to Florida and center the Tkachuk brothers. I could see that being a possibility if Florida can clear their cap. But it's got to be frustrating for fans in Detroit. And as a Colorado fan, there's a part of me that is laughing at it. But being a fan of a team that had a 48-point season not that long ago, you kind of feel for him a little bit. I want Detroit to be good. I want Detroit to be better. I want Detroit again to be that team that the Avs hate playing against. And right now they're not. And then there's Connor Hellebuck, franchise goaltender in Winnipeg. Rumors swirling about him wanting out. So that'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I don't know how credible the rumors are, but it's interesting that they're there. And the same with Austin Matthews. Rumors again of him wanting to trade, rumors that he wants to see what happens with Toronto with the draft, having the first overall pick, which my hot take here is I wouldn't be surprised if they trade it, because that's how they are, and they seem like they're in win now mode. And you maybe, if you're in Toronto, you think, hey, let's trade this for something already established. Who knows? I could see it happening. I think it's a bad move if they do that, but could happen. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with Austin Matthews there. whether that is strictly rumors or if there's some meat to it. The NHL offseason is close to chaos already. The last couple of weeks, we've seen Brady Tkachuk get traded, Dylan Larkin request a trade. There's all kinds of rumors about Connor Hellebuck in Winnipeg, and you're seeing rumors about Austin Matthews in Toronto, especially with Brady Tkachuk getting traded. You just add more fuel to the Austin Matthews rumors. But this is the kind of chaos I like to see in the offseason. It makes it exciting, gives us something to talk about. I don't have to figure out what to do for these videos. It makes it easy. Yeah, it makes it more interesting. Offseason can be boring. A lot of teams during the flat cap were scared to do things. They didn't have money to do anything. And now with the cap going up and all the Team USA players apparently wanting to be traded, we get exciting off seasons. I'm not seriously accusing Team USA of legit tampering. I don't know what happened, what didn't happen, but I'm sure they probably talked about playing with each other outside of the Olympics. Who wouldn't? If I was in that situation, I absolutely would wonder what it would be like to play with these guys throughout a whole season. You'd be stupid to not think that. With the draft coming up, all of these trades that have happened recently, let's get into what it looks like. So what are we looking at now heading into the draft? You've got some teams that suddenly have quite a few more picks, some that have less. As an Avs fan, whatever, we don't have a pick until the third round if we don't trade it. So it's hard to care a lot about what's happening as an Avs fan. It's interesting to see all the movement. Of course, there's been a lot of pick movement this year, which if you watch our longer episode, we'll dive way more into. But it'd be interesting to see because, in my opinion, a lot of the draft isn't necessarily about the players that get picked. It's more about gathering capital to use to better your team in other ways. You see a lot of teams in cup windows that don't draft much when they're in that window. They use all those picks to accumulate good outside players to fill in around their core and build that team up better. The teams you see using their picks are those top 5 teams that need something for their future. So I'll be looking forward to watching and seeing what happens, even though Colorado doesn't have hardly any reason to show up this year. I see this year's draft being one that may be remembered more for what happened around it than who got picked. I think the general consensus is that Gavin McKenna is your number 1 overall. My other draft hot take is maybe Toronto. I think there's a small chance Toronto doesn't go with McKenna first overall because Toronto. But it'll be interesting to see what this Tkachuk trade starts, what dominoes fall after this, because I could see Tkachuk moving, starting the cascade of Dylan Larkin then gets traded. Hellebuck officially becomes available and gets moved. Toronto does something stupid at the draft and Matthews all of a sudden wants out. This it could lead to an actually pretty interesting offseason. And as a general hockey fan, gimme. Because the Avs aren't going to make a ton of headlines this year. Let's be real. They're not going to do a whole lot, I don't imagine. It'll be some minor signings, maybe one big splash. I still think they trade Nichushkin for something. But they're not going to be the ones making the news, getting all the crazy headlines and making big blockbuster deals with somebody. So let me hear it. What do you guys think? What's this draft going to look like? Is it going to be somehow a boring draft after all of this? Is all the excitement happening now and nothing happens at the draft? Do you think that Kachuk going to Florida starts a ripple effect through the NHL where suddenly all of these big trades start happening? Let me know down there somewhere whether you agree, whether you disagree, whether you're completely apathetic to it. I want to hear about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, share it with your enemies, share it with your partner, share it with your ex-partners, share it with your cats, wherever they might be, since mine decided to leave me alone for this one. And until I see you in the next one, okay, love you, bye.